It's Teresa from Life Beyond Diabetes. And this Saturday, just in a couple days, is Halloween. And I know that for, at least here in the US, things are happening differently than usual. So trick-or-treating is usually a big deal for a lot of families. And depending on who you listen to, that's being really discouraged. I've heard some people say it's fine because it's mostly outdoors, but also then there's the interaction and there's also touching stuff that other people have touched. So anyway, I don't know about you, but for me, living with diabetes and with a child in the house was always a struggle for me around Halloween because there's always candy. And figuring out a strategy to deal with the extra candy that was always around at Halloween, and but still allowing my kid to participate and to enjoy the cultural traditions that are, people really enjoy. The dressing up is fun, but also trick-or-treating and getting candy. So what we figured out in my family, what we do, and we did it for years, even when my child was older in middle school and high school. When she was very young, we started a tradition that we call the Pumpkin Man. So I've never heard of anybody else that did this. I totally made this up. But we let her go trick-or-treating, and she would get her candy. And when she came home, for however many years old she was, she got to pick one piece of candy. So when she was 5, she got to pick 5 pieces of candy. And six pieces, and so on. And then after that, she would get one piece of candy every night until they were gone. So, and usually she lost interest after like the 3rd or 4th night. She would forget about it and we just wouldn't mention it. But then all the rest of the candy, because she'd been trick-or-treating with her friends and had lots and lots of candy, all the rest of it went into a bag, and her same trick-or-treating bag, and we hung the bag on the inside doorknob of our house. So that, we didn't want people just kind of coming and rummaging around. We didn't want animals getting into the candy outside. So we, and she would leave it out there, and she would look at it and say goodnight to her candy and go to bed, and knowing that the Pumpkin Man was going to come after she was asleep. So again, totally made this up, but how is this so much different from Santa, right? Anyway, so the Pumpkin Man took all the candy out of the bucket or the bag, whatever thing she had used to collect all her candy, and left a toy. Now, this wasn't just some, something. It had to be worth giving up all the candy for. So when she was really young, I don't know if anybody remembers, Groovy Girl dolls were her favorite. So for a couple of years, she got a special Halloween Groovy Girl doll. And she would usually get something that she had been wanting, but, was a little bit, something special. And the next morning, the Pumpkin Man would have left that toy in the candy container and taken all the candy. Well, of course, the candy didn't completely disappear. We took it to, my husband sometimes took it to his office where people ate it. And I will tell you, I felt no guilt at all about throwing away the candy because honestly, this is one of those situations where I feel like, okay, I can waste something in my body or I can waste it in the trash. And I had no problem throwing away food that was not serving me at all. So Pumpkin Man came, candy disappeared, kid got the toy. She got one piece of candy every night for a couple days, and that was it. And Halloween for her never became about the toys. Not about the toys. It was never about the candy, and it still isn't. She's in college now, but she still loves to dress up. But it's about dressing up. It's about being with friends. It's about doing the parties and the fun things. I have to say, honestly, I don't know what she's going to be doing this year because, we're all in isolation. But I feel like I instilled in her a healthy tradition of having fun at the party and not planning on it being all about the candy. So this is, again, a little trick if you have kids around or if you know of other families that might be struggling with what to do with the candy at Halloween. Maybe think about having a visit from the Pumpkin Man. It worked in our family. So that's all that I have to say about Halloween right now, other than if you celebrate and enjoy it, have a lot of fun with it. And also, I have my meal planning challenge coming up. It's going to start on Sunday, November 1st. The registration is now open. I'll put a link for that in the comments of this video, and you can find information about that. I would love for you to join me. We're going to be looking at some meal planning and finishing 2020 really strong. So I hope to see you joining me in the meal planning challenge, and I will be here again next Thursday as always at 2:30. Bye.